Welcome to Spill the Tea Radio, where we interview awesome singer-songwriters and those who influence their lives. Spill the Tea Radio explores the journey, creativity, and inspiration behind the songs. My next guest writes in a warm, clear voice that delivers a message of hope, healing, and new life. She has released 10 albums, including her most recent, which was recorded a month before she became a new mom. She has toured North, Central, and South America, along with Europe. She is an award-winning musician, garnering the Toronto Arts Foundation Emerging Jazz Artist Award in 2018. So, let's spill the tea with Rebecca Hennessy. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having me on your show.
Well, first of all, congrats on becoming a new parent. I'm sure that there will be many songs in the future inspired by your new addition.
Yeah. Since there has been since, so I've got a new book of songs ready to go for another record.
So what got you interested in music in the first place?
Um, well, I grew up listening to music as a kid. My family always had different records around, and I have two older sisters. They're about 10 years older than I am, and we would always be dancing in the living room to different records and yeah, a collection of genres. And my family has just always been has always really appreciated the arts, including music.
Were you part of the high school band? Were you one of those high school band kids that dragged their wind instruments back and forth to school?
Certainly, yeah. I started in when did I start? I started in grade 5 or 6. My elementary school had a music program, and then it ended in grade 7. So they did all the cuts in I grew up in BC in Nanaimo, British Columbia, and they had a fairly good music program throughout the school, throughout schools on the island and on the just generally like in BC. And then there was a bunch of cuts, of course, as there always are, and we all lost our cherished music programs in most of the schools.
So when you were done with the high school music program, where did you go from there? Were you classically trained after that?
Yeah, when I went to high school, I joined the band in grade 9. I didn't do grade 8, but my band teacher was super nice to invite me into the band, even though I didn't do grade 8 with him. And then his name's Rick Becker. He's a beautiful human being, still around in Nanaimo, and he encouraged me to join the combo and extracurricular activities. And then I decided to go to Malaspina College after high school, and I studied jazz trumpet there, and now it's called Vancouver Island University, and they have a really great jazz degree there, performance program. And then after graduating from Malaspina College, I applied to U of T, the jazz performance program, and I got in there and graduated in 2006.
What's your favorite part about being a musician?
Community, I think, and connection, connecting with either the band or an audience, and sharing in the shared experience, basically, and acknowledging that, and everyone kind of rising up together in these sort of emotional, yeah, coming together. It's pretty amazing. I feel very lucky to do what I do.
What's the least favorite part of being a musician?
Oh, doing my taxes. I really like administration, like booking myself or deciding whether like I can afford to do a gig that doesn't pay enough or something. Like deciding like, oh, I can't do that gig because I also have to pay for childcare. And I don't want to pay money to play that gig.
Mhm.
I can't afford to do that. Like, those sorts of decisions, it's just part of the gig, and you just have to make those decisions and do your taxes, and the admin work of it all is just such a drag.
Well, I can let you in on a little secret. I don't think anyone enjoys doing their taxes.
Well, I'm self-employed, so it's all the pieces of paper, and I'm staring at a pile on my desk that I'm going to start to dive into this week. So,
Tell me about your favorite performance in your career, the one that you after you finished said, I nailed that. I wish every performance could be exactly like that one.
hmm. I've had a few of those at the Transact Club, where it's not about like, you know, there was some people there and they appreciated it. But there was something magical that happened where maybe a song that I've been sort of aiming to get something across, especially singing, where I'm connecting with something within myself and it's received. And it's not necessarily a particular concert that I could think of, but there's this one moment that I remember happening last year where I was like, oh, that's what I'm aiming for. And it
Mhm.
was definitely an aha moment where I was like, I want to aim for that feeling. And I've had that with trumpet too, for sure. And I've played some of those amazing, have had some really great moments with my band that I co-lead. We don't really play anymore, but it's a chamber jazz ensemble called Hobson's Choice,
Mhm.
kind of folky jazz chamber group that Felicity Williams, Michael Davidson, and Harley Card and I started years ago, 2007. And we made 4 records, and anytime we'd play, it would be a bit of a magical experience. So, yeah,
How,
that was a special group of people.
how do you feel when you're performing? What's going on in your heart, your soul, your mind?
I feel like I'm always listening to my like what's going on and paying attention, but it's a very mindful experience. Hopefully, sometimes I'm distracted for human reasons. I don't know, but often I'm really trying to connect with, especially if I'm going to sing and perform like on piano and singing. I'm really trying to connect with something that's in the moment.
When you announced to your family that you were going to make music a career, what was
Mhm.
the support like from your family?
Um, no one said no. You can't do that. I think I was always kind of how do I say this? I was definitely supported, definitely, but but it was sort of like I always sort of worked hard as a kid. Like when I started working in fast food when I was like 15 or something, and like making my own money was very much I needed that independence as a kid. And then when I went off to university, I don't think my parents were worried. Like they knew that I would just figure it out, and like they didn't support me financially. So like I had to get student loans and stuff because they couldn't like they couldn't have lots of money to do that.
Mhm.
But they're like, okay. I think secretly they probably were like, this is not going to happen. I get that feel like, cause come on, like how does this equal that? Like how she's going to university, she's playing all these, she's doing a lot of trumpet playing, but how can she? I could just picture them being like, I don't know how it's going to work out, but something's going to happen. And then, and when I was in third year at U of T, I got an opportunity. Just my dad passed away, unfortunately, really quickly, and my parents had their own business, and they were like, money became a very big issue because um, I was borrowing money from my parents at that time because I didn't get it. The student loan didn't go through for some reason. The government decided that they weren't going to give me the loan that year. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay. And then my dad passed away. And then a couple things fell into place where I was going to be okay because the university was going to pay for my tuition. There was like an assistance program there. And then also, I got a gig. My business card was up on the bulletin board at U of T, and this mariachi band got in touch with me. They're like, "Hey, I got
Mhm.
your card from the U of T bulletin board. Do you want to play gigs with the mariachi band?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yes, please.
I don't know what a mariachi band is, but yes, I'll do it. And
Does it
then
have a trumpet in it? Yes, I want to
yeah,
play.
yeah, and they're like, "Well, you have to wear an outfit and a sombrero." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's like totally up my alley." And so and mariachi bands like like Mexican hat dance. There's like oh my god, such a fun band to play in, and also I had lots of work. It paid my rent for years, paid
Huh?
my bills, worked really hard, and yeah. So
Well,
my mom must have been so thrilled that I started making money playing the trumpet.
what's the best piece of advice another musician ever gave you?
Being patient and like learning how to be patient with yourself and the process is I don't know who gave me that advice, but like afford yourself the patience for time for things to start to work out.
You've been in the game for quite some time now. For another struggling singer, songwriter, musician that may be on the verge of giving up, what's your best piece of advice for them?
I guess it depends why they'd be giving up. I'd ask them, why do you want to give up? And what is your definition of success? Because everyone's definition of success is different.
Mhm.
Um, is there something else that would make you happier? Do that. Um, and then if music is really the thing that you want to do, but you feel like you need to change, why? And then if it's like if the thing is, well, it's too hard, that's why they're going to quit. What's too hard? Okay, you're not making enough money. You can do both things. You can have a day job and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's so many answers. There's so many things.
Well, I think if you ever decide to give up music, you'd make an awesome therapist.
Thank you.
Those are all great questions.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's not. There's no one answer. Like don't do it if don't continue to be a singer songwriter if you're like, I don't like writing music and I don't like singing. Yeah, don't do it then.
because those two things are kind of important to the process.
Yeah, I don't know. If you don't like doing your taxes, then I'd say just keep doing it. Pay somebody to do your taxes, or you have to suck it up, Buttercup. Like you got to do your taxes. Yes.
When you write a song and you have a certain meaning in mind, and someone comes up to you afterwards and says, "Wow, Rebecca, I really love that song.
Mhm.
This is what it meant to me."
Mm,
How do you feel when their interpretation is markedly different from what you intended for the song?
I love it. I mean, I think whenever somebody can listen to something or see something or experience something that there's a takeaway for them and it connects with something inside them, that's the universality that I'm going for in music or in art. That's what matters to me, is that somebody's moved to even come up and say something about it.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Well, let's get into one of the songs that Rebecca wrote. Dandelions was co-written with life partner, husband, and father of their child. His name is Michael Herring. As they were about to become new parents, they wrote this song and this album. The song was written in the springtime when they were feeling hopeful and excited about the future and welcoming the newest member of the family. So let's take a listen to singer-songwriter Rebecca Hennessy and her song, Dandelions.
You can see the dandelions, you can see their yellow petals shine in the springtime sunshine. Winter's gone away for now, and we made it through somehow. Let's watch the birds soar through the endless sky. Streams start moving now. Dreams still flow, as I know we will grow. Streams start moving now. Dreams still flow, as I know we will grow. Now we walk along the path. Time has lined the way with beauty. Take my hand and close your eyes. Here we gather memories, treasures for eternity. With hearts still beating, joy will find us
was singer-songwriter Rebecca Hennessy and her song, Dandelions, from her latest album. Rebecca, when you were writing that song and in the preamble, we talked about you and Michael expecting your first child, and now you've got all this hope and you're excited. What was the inspiration for writing this particular song?
This particular song, well, it was inspired by a walk that we went on, and there was, the flowers were starting to come up, and it was the pandemic, and there's a lot of there was a lot of uncertainty at that time. It was like maybe the first lockdown. I can't remember now, but it was just like there's all this sort of a bit of dread about what's going to happen with the pandemic, and then we're growing a baby, but then we're sort of seeing like signs of like life just keeps going on, and baby's growing. There's flowers gonna bloom, and the flowers don't care about the pandemic. They're just flowers, and so and so let's like take a breath and take each step forward. Let's keep moving forward, and remembering that even though it's scary and we don't really know everything, joy will find us. That's sort of the vibe of it all. Like life is struggle. That's what we're here. We're here to struggle and figure out. We have some work to do. Like we don't just come here to like. I feel like we all have work to do. So, and in that work there will be joy. Work hard and joy will find us. That's the vibe.
Now it's time for the rapid fire lightning round session, Rebecca.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to fire some questions at you. I need one word answers. You know all the answers because this is all about you. So are you set? Are you all righty?
I'm ready.
Here we go. What's your favorite food?
South Indian.
What's your favorite dish to cook?
Pozole. Mexican pork soup.
What is the best vacation destination you've ever been to?
Panama jungle.
What's a destination that's still on your bucket list?
Italy. Rome.
What's one word that describes you best?
Optimistic.
What's one word that Michael would use to describe you?
Lots of things that come to mind. Loving.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh dear. Stand By Me.
If you were stranded on a deserted island and you could only take one song with you that's not one of yours, not one of Michael's, what would it be?
Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell.
What's your nickname?
My family calls me Beck.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Alone time? I don't know.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I've got 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
Who's your favorite?
Oh, I'm not going to say that out loud.
Ding, 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 ding. The lightning round is over, and Rebecca did an amazing job. So, Rebecca, if people want to know more about you and your music, is there a website, socials? Where should they go to find out?
RebeccaHennessy.com is my website, and my last name's spelled just with a Y, Hennessy. And my social media accounts, you could find me at Rebecca Hennessy Music. So Instagram would be instagram.com/Rebecca Hennessy Music. Same with Facebook. Same.
We've been in conversation with Rebecca Hennessy. Rebecca, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, David.